Hello everybody, Jared Campbell here from the Evans Library, and I'm going to show you how you can improve your writing with Grammarly Premium. Alright, so the objectives today are going to be we're going to learn what Grammarly Premium is, how to access your account, how to install the browser plugin, how to install the desktop program, create writing goals, how to check your writing for spelling and grammar mistakes, and how to check their writing for plagiarism, how to create and generate a writing report, all using Grammarly Premium. It's a pretty amazing tool. So you're going to say, what is Grammarly Premium? Look, we all make mistakes writing. I do it. I've written for magazines, and I'm appalled with what I find editors tell me. Not really appalled, but anyways, we all need help with this stuff. Spell check is great, but it only gets you so far. Having help with grammar and other writing things is really important. Now, thankfully, the Evans Library has gone ahead and paid for a site-wide license to Grammarly Premium, so you don't have to do that. Whether or not English is your first, second, or third language, it's going to help. Grammarly Premium is a wonderful tool. So, how do you access Grammarly Premium? Now, you're going to access Grammarly Premium by going to www.grammarly.com/edu/signup. When you sign in, you're going to enter your full name and Florida Tech email address. All right, so that means the @fit.edu or @my.fit.edu email address. Okay, now keep in mind you're going to have to put together a password for this. This password is going to be separate than your Trax account. Now, you may, and I don't recommend this, use the same password as your Trax account. But when your Trax account password needs to be updated, this one will not change with it, is what I'm saying. All right, so pick a password that you're going to remember. Then you're going to click the sign up button, and then just like most tools these days, when we're using an online tool, you're going to check your email to confirm your registration. All right, because you won't be able to use it until you do that. So if you already have an account, like maybe you have a basic account, you need to go and log out first. So you do this by, if you need to log out, those of you guys who have never had a Grammarly account, just hold tight. I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes here in a minute. But you're going to log out. Those of you who have had a basic account instead of premium, you're going to log out first. You're going to go to app.grammarly.com, and then you're going to click log out. Then you're going to log in at www.grammarly.com/enterprise/sign-in. And then again, check your email for verification. All right. Feel free to pause this if you need to do it right now, and go ahead and take care of that if you're a registered basic user. Otherwise, I'm going to get moving. So let's do it. All right. So let's use Grammarly Premium. All right. So first of all, I've already logged in. All right. So let me go ahead and log out and show you what that looks like. So if I go to Grammarly.com, you're going to see a little thing right here where it says log in. Let me make this a little bigger. Where it says log in the upper right hand corner. I click on this, and it's going to, you're going to type in your email address. This is when you've already had an account. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and type my password in and sign in. Okay. So now, here I am, and what I'm going to do is go over these things on the side. First of all, you should notice that it says premium in the upper left, all right? That should be blue. If it says basic, then I'm going to want you to pause the recording, go back to the slide I was just showing that told you what to do, where you go to app.grammarly.com and log out. Basically, you go back to this screen and then click log out, and then you'd log in again. Or log in with your new credentials again. So I want to show you these buttons right here. You have My Grammarly. This is the screen that you see right here. Account. This is where if you click on this, you'll see that you can go and update your password and that sort of thing. Some of the customizations. Probably won't need to go in there much. The apps. If you click here, you can find the download. I'm using a Mac OS, so if you're using a Windows machine, you'll probably find Grammarly for Windows. And you should be able to install this. You can, by the way, you can install this on pretty much any computer. You don't even need to have admin rights to install it, because it is able to download this desktop program only to your account. So even if somebody has it on their machine, if you log in with your own account, you're going to have to download this program again. Honestly, all it is just a skinned over browser, but I digress. All right, there's also plugins for Chrome, or there's plugins that you can use for Firefox and Safari and things like that. It'll prompt you for those kinds of things, depending on what's available for your computer. For mine, I have Grammarly for Chrome. All right, so this is where you're going to access those things. All right. The nice thing about having the extension added to a browser is that this means it will check your grammar, spelling, and those types of things, no matter where you're writing online. So this could be, maybe you're writing something on Google Drive. Maybe you're writing something for a blog. Maybe you're writing a comment on Facebook. Maybe you're writing something in Instagram. If you're using a computer to do that, then it's going to go ahead and check that. If you're using a browser, I should say, it's going to go ahead and check that, as long as you're using the browser that you downloaded the extension, or the Grammarly extension for, and in my case, Chrome. All right. So now let's go ahead and show you what it looks like. So here we go. We're going to go to Grammarly. And so I'm going to go ahead and trash this one, because I'm going to re-upload it again. So you'll see, typically this is what it'll look like when you first start. You'll see new. Now if you click new, you can go ahead and type right here. But and then you can go ahead and download it later, but I don't find it to be that helpful. It is nice. It's a minimalistic environment where you can start typing, and it will check these things as you go. But I find that a little distracting myself. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use the document writer that I'm used to. I'm used to using Microsoft Word, so I'm going to go ahead and upload a Word document. So let me click Upload. I'm going to click R&R Report 1. This is something I turned into a class a little while ago. And the first thing that you'll notice that it pops up is that it says Set Goals. Now, setting goals is pretty simple. It gives you you can select your audience, formality, domain, tone, and intent. So I have knowledgeable, or I could put it on expert, or I could put on general. It just depends. I'm going to go ahead and put on knowledgeable, because that's my audience. I want them to be knowledgeable. I might even want to consider expert, but I'm just going to leave it on knowledgeable. Formality, I can be either informal or formal. I'm going to keep it on neutral. Domain, let's see, I have academic, business, general. Okay, so casual, creative. I'm going to go to academic. And then the tone, I want to be just kind of neutral. And my intent here is to inform, right? So depending on what you're writing, you might adjust that. So then I'm going to go ahead and click Done, and it's going to measure everything up and look at all the results that are coming up. Oh, I have an overall score of 75. Awesome! 75, that's a C, right? Ugh, I turned this in. All right, so I'm going to go click down here on, you'll see right here, if you need to get back to your goals, you can click on them here again. Click Done. I can go down to correctness, so this is going to show me where, for instance, traditional Japanese, it's lowercase. I wanted it to be uppercase. So, darn it. All right, so I click on this thing, and it fixes it right there. Now, right here, I'm going to go through each one of these items. You know, there's 21 things about correctness. So click on that, comma, which, I'll go ahead. I turned this in for a grade. Now, after all, I have that's not a correct spelling. After all. Oh, darn it. Now, I want to show you one thing that's pretty cool about these little things. So you'll notice this little three dot thing here. If you click on this, it gives you more. It gives you example of words that you use that were, in this case, for correctness, it's going to give you an example of using correct words and incorrect words. So I'm going to go ahead and select after all to where it is. I thought that was one word. And I can go through this so on and so forth for correctness. All right, so now, and you'll notice that my overall score is increasing. So if I go to clarity, it says it's mostly clear. But let's see over here. The video, okay, domesticated short-hair cat who becomes toilet trained over the course of a year. Well, let's see if I click train over a year. Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah, that's better. Still has the same thing. So anyways, I can go through here. The course of creates a tautology. I don't know what this is. So I'm going to click on these words. I never heard of a tautology. So I click on the three dots for more. Tautological phrases such as final outcome, read in color, and I personally express the same information twice. Oh, it's like redundant or whatever. Oh, see, the really wonderful thing about Grammarly Premium is not only does it teach you the stuff that you've done wrong and help you fix errors in your paper, but it actually will help you become a better writer by teaching you these things. So this is this is amazing. I'm amazed by this. The process of making the whole larger develop over the course of a year. I'm going to click developed over a year. Oh, it could have been so much better. I really understand. Look, my score is getting better. This is amazing. So I would go through each. I'm not going to spend all that time right now. You can on your paper, and I will do this later. But now this is engagement. We want to make sure. It says that my paper is very engaging, which means I didn't have very many items in here. So the first, the cat was suspicious of the hole, but after a few seconds decided it was safe and used the cat box as normal. It's suggesting as usual. Let's see what it means by this by going more. Oh, it's vague. It's saying that it's vague, and I need to use a more specific synonym to improve the sharpness of my writing. That's a really great suggestion. I'm going to use it. Cat box as usual. I like that. Deeply. It doesn't like deeply. It says the word deeply is often overused. Consider using a more specific synonym to improve the sharpness. Oh my gosh. I never thought about that. It's overused. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and change that to intensely. This is genius. Specifically, the word specifically is often overused. Focused explicitly. Oh, I'll do that. Oh, that's great. Let's see what my grade is. A 79. Yes, I'm almost at a B. So we have delirious. There's some delivery. There's some serious issues. Anyways, I can go through each one of these items and fix it. Not only fix it, but find out exactly why I need to fix it with examples. Oh, head explosion. Now, I want to show you something. When you're all done, if you go back up to your score over here, you can see, oh, wait a minute. I forgot one specific thing. Plagiarism, down here at the right. We're going to go ahead and check this paper for plagiarism to see if I copied anything, which I didn't, but let's see what it says. All right, so I'm going to click on plagiarism. Now, this takes a second for it to do because it's got to actually check, and it tells you this, against billions of web pages. So hopefully, oh, look at this. So it tells me where does it say this? Up at the, oh, yeah, well, that's what I call it, cat toilet training step by step. And look at this. It says that this was used by this kittytalent.com webpage. Now, what's genius here, if I click on these three dots, it is telling me that if I'm going to keep this in there, that I really ought to consider citing it, right? In whatever citation style the professor is looking for, it's going to suggest that. So this is a really great way to save your fanny when it comes to, you want to make sure that you're, clearly I haven't plagiarized anything, it says 3%, but I could cite this particular site, this website right here if I'm concerned about it. So let's see, this next one says, I didn't even have to ask them to, and it says 4 ducklings lining up for a photo op. I didn't plagiarize that either. I'm going to just skip that one too. I'll just click the trash can to get rid of it. Bricks about Christmas decorating. I guess this string of words were put together. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about any of these things here. So it says 1% plagiarism. So I'm not sure how they get 1%, but we'll go ahead and look at that. Now, that's my plagiarism tool. So I can check my own paper for plagiarism. I don't need to worry about going to turn it in or anything like that. When I'm all done with all these things here, all right, I'm going to go over back to where it says overall score, click on it, and it will give me some things. My sentence length is pretty above average. My word length is pretty decent. My vocabulary is below average. Guess I need to read more books or something, right? But the main thing that I'm looking for here is to download the PDF report. So when it's all done, it's going to it's going to show you your report. So you just download it and click on it. And you will see right here that this particular paper gives you pretty close to everything. It tells me I got a 79, I have some issues left, 7 of them are critical, 47 are advanced, I need to really adjust a couple of things. It tells you, it's kind of cool, it tells you how long it takes for someone to read this article, and somebody who, if they're going to speak it, how long it's going to take. That's really great, because if you're going to maybe give a speech that's written, it'll tell you how long you will take to write that, or to read that. And right here, it looks like I'm having issues generally in punctuation in compound and complex sentences. Looks like I need to work on that in my case. It says that here that maybe I have 5 wordy sentences. I need to probably tone those down a little bit, or maybe break them into 2. Inappropriate colloquialism. Now, it looks like I have 26 of those. So what this is telling me is I need to go back into the Grammarly report and look at those sections where it says inappropriate colloquialism. Here's what I'm talking about. So if that's going to be in delivery. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to click on delivery. And I want to see if I can find the inappropriate colloquialism. Let's see what it says here. Replace the contractions. Are not contractions, maybe too informal for this writing style, so I click on that. Okay. Looks like replacing the contractions. So what am I learning about contractions here? Let's go ahead and look at this. It says contractions may be too informal for this writing style. So you remember when we set our goals? I set the formality as kind of neutral or right in the middle. So maybe it says that contractions may be too informal. Very interesting. I didn't know that. So now I know maybe I won't use so many contractions. There's some where I have to rewrite sentences. Let's look at these things. Personal pronoun in formal writing. We'll click on more, and it tells me do not, in formal writing, do not insert yourself, first person, or the reader. I'm learning stuff. This is fantastic news. So I can go ahead and read through these things and make sure that I'm getting it in the proper voice so that my overall score will increase. So this PDF is going to change. I'll have to re-download it and find out what my new score is, because some of these inappropriate colloquialisms, that is going to be those contractions, I believe. But now I know that if I'm going to be if I'm going to be writing and I'm going to use contractions, that I need to make sure that it is in more of an informal setting to use those. That's cool. Now I'm learning about myself. So, and then so let's just say I'm all done. Now what? I'm all done. I'm going to go back to my my Grammarly here. All done. I see the item right here. I've made the changes that I need to make. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click download. And I downloaded it. It's back in Word format. And I have a corrected paper that is going to hopefully get me a better grade and teach me about my writing. What a treat. All right, so to review, we learned what Grammarly Premium is. We learned how to access our accounts. We learned how to install the browser plugin. We learned how to install the desktop program. I showed you where it is. It's pretty simple. How to create goals for your writing. When you upload, remember that's when you upload documents. How to check your writing for spelling and grammar mistakes. That's just by bringing it up in Grammarly Premium. How to check your writing for plagiarism, just by clicking on a button, and how wonderful it is that it suggests that you cite the articles that it seems to think that you're plagiarizing, and how to create and generate a writing report. It's a beautiful tool. Grammarly Premium is wonderful. We hope you enjoy it. Please, please, please use it. Your grade may be dependent on it. And thank you very much on behalf of the Evans Library. Thanks for coming by and watching my presentation on Grammarly Premium.